story of a clock. It's the story of a trip a little bit further than just around the block. It's the story of a visit, both near and far away. Story of a girl and her grandma, to be told on Grandparents' Day.
I'd like to welcome all of you grandparents and grandkids and invite all of you kids to interview your older relatives and save their life stories for future generations just like I did. Come along with me on a journey back to 1872 when my great-great-grandfather was 7 years old, just like I am. Now this all started when my grandma told stories that her mother told of her father, my grandma's grandpa, and my great-great-grandpa growing up in Mendon, Michigan. Today, I'd like to introduce to you my great-great-grandpa. Here's my great-great-grandpa Sheridan on the left, and on the right we have his twin brother Sherman. They were born in 1865, just at the end of the Civil War. That was a long time ago. Now on with my story.
I remember my mother telling me wonderful stories about her father growing up in Mendon, Michigan. He was a twin, and sometimes their own mother had trouble telling them apart. When they were young, they used to play all sorts of tricks on each other. Like, one brother would do something and then get the other brother in trouble by tattling.
Sounded like they got in lots of trouble but had lots of fun.
Oh, from the stories I've heard, it sure sounds like they did.
Grandma, you said that they lived in Mendon. I don't know where that is.
Oh, let me show you. Let's see. Right about here.
Why are you pointing at your hand?
Oh, well, dear, that's just how you show people places in Michigan. But maybe a map would be easier. Ah, there's Mendon, right on Highway 60. Not too far from the Indiana state border. You know, we should visit there someday soon.
I'd like that, and it's not too far from where I live.
That's true. Just like me, Emily grew up on Groseal, which was founded by the Potawatomi tribe in the 1600s and later settled by the Macomb brothers in 1763. Do you remember what Groseal means in French?
Yeah, it means a big island.
Mm-hmm. Here's where your great-great-grandpa, his sister Marie, and their mother and father are buried in the Mendon Township Cemetery.
I'm only 7, and you're 73. Now they would have to be really old. They'd have to be over 140 years old.
Your great-great-grandpa, his brother, and their sister Marie were actually triplets, but Marie died at age 6 of diphtheria.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, diphtheria was a terrible throat and lung disease. Took many lives in the olden days. Well, till the 1920s when a vaccine was created. Thank goodness for modern medicine.
Grandma, I'm so glad that Marie's 2 brothers survived. I would really like to learn more about Mendon and my great-great-grandfather.
We should visit the Carnegie Library. We could learn all about the history of where your great-great-grandpa grew up. His father was the village blacksmith, you know.
Why is it called the Carnegie Library?
Well, it's named after Andrew Carnegie. He spent his money building thousands of libraries all over America so that kids could have a place to read and a way to check out books to take to be read at home.
we got to visit Mendon in their Carnegie Library. When I looked up the history of my great-great-grandfather and his hometown, I learned that it used to be called Old Puddlesburg because of the ruts in the dirt road that ran through the town. They would fill up with rainwater.
Mm-hmm. Did you know your great-great-grandpa and his brother were named after famous Civil War generals? Sheridan Burnside and Sherman Grant. Like I said, they were twins, and sometimes people had trouble telling them apart. When they were young, they played all sorts of tricks. One time, your great-great-grandpa showed his brother just how fun it was to pop rubber bands on a hot stove. The yucky smell that followed after. When his brother tried it, he got caught, so he got a spanking.
Hey Sherman, I found a really cool sound. Do you want to try it?
Of course I do.
First you grab a rubber band and snap it at the burn in the stove. Watch.
Ooh, this looks fun. I want to try it. Ooh, no, that's fun. Ugh, yuck, it really smells. Oh no, here comes Mother.
You do that one more time, young man, and you'll get a whooping.
Of course, your great-great-grandfather told Mother that it was his brother's idea, so he's the one who got the whipping.
Grandma, I wish I could travel back in time and visit my great-great-grandpa in Mendon. I wish I could know him. I wish I could see. What was he like at 7? Was he like me? Did he like summer? Did he like snow? Did he swing on a swing in the yard? I wish I could know. I wish I could know him. Did he like walking or climbing a tree? Did he like talking? Would he be like me? And did he line up his toys all in a row? I wish I could see him. I wish I could know. I wish I could know him. I wonder what made him cry. And did he exhaust his mother, asking the question why? What really made him sad? Where did he play, inside or out? What really made him glad or mad? What was his voice like? Did he like to sing? Was he happy like I am at the coming of spring? Would he really like me? Would he be my friend? And if we ever argued, could we make up again? I wish I could know him. I wonder what made him cry. And did he exhaust his mother, asking the question why? What really made him sad? Where did he play, inside or out? What really made him glad or mad? Was he happy like I am at the coming of spring? Would he really like me? Would he be my friend? And if we ever argued, could we make up again? I wish I could know him. I wish I could know him. I wish I could know him.
Well, you just imagine you're there while I go get us some milk and cookies from the kitchen.
I wonder if I put on my great-grandmother's dress and stand in front of the old grandfather's clock and imagine that I'm back in 1872, I wonder if it has magical powers to turn me back in time. Maybe if I believe hard enough. I really want to go there, but I'm really quite afraid. What happens if we're lost somewhere along the way? And
was told I do have magical powers. This wish will only last for 3 hours. At the stroke of 6 p.m., you must be back in front of me to make the journey home. Do you agree?
Yes, I agree. But how will I get there?
Use your imagination. Imagine you're there. You can see them, but they can't see you. Now, close your eyes, turn around, and say 1872 3 times.
Okay. 1872, 1872, 1872.
Come along with me.
Hickory dickory dock, Emily's in the clock. Round and round she goes, and where she stops we hope somebody knows. Emily, Emily, look at the scenery. Emily, Emily, what do you see? Take a good look around, it's 1973.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite.
This is a CBS News special report. Departures from the Justice Department, the latest chapter in Watergate.
5 men apparently caught in the act of burglarizing and bugging Democratic headquarters in Washington.
Welcome to Emily's Disco. Open the door and turn on the lights. Welcome to Emily's Disco. We'll be dancing till the morning light. Emily, Emily, look at the scenery. Emily, Emily, what do you see? Take a good look around, it's 1963.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Baby, baby, come and do the twist. It's a breeze that you can't resist. Baby, baby, come and do the twist with me. Emily, Emily, look at the scenery. Emily, Emily, what do you see? Take a good look around, it's 1943.
The sensational scenes as Mr. Churchill makes his fighting speech to the United States Congress. Tumultuous applause punctuating every magnetic sentence of the Prime Minister's brilliant oration.
It is the duty of those who are charged with the direction of the war to overcome at the earliest moment the military, geographical, and political difficulties and begin the process so necessary and desirable of laying the cities and other munition centers of Japan in ashes, for in ashes they must surely lie before peace comes back to the world.
Welcome to Emily's ballroom. You might hear Sinatra sing. We'll be dancing cheek to cheek. You've got to have that swing. Emily, Emily, look at the scenery. Emily, Emily, what do you see? Take a good look around, it's 1923.
On September 1st, 1923, Tokyo was devastated by an unusually violent natural catastrophe, the Great Kanto earthquake. At 11:58 a.m., the first tremor, measuring 7.9 in magnitude, wrought havoc downtown, causing the first wave of casualties. A few minutes later, it was followed by a strong aftershock. Total chaos was unleashed when the ground shook for a third time.
That's our music, play the piano. It's your mind when you start to have a ball. Bodies flowing, lights are glowing,
Thursday, December the 17th, 1903, news came clattering across the world's wire machines that two brothers from Dayton in Ohio had flown a curious-looking air machine over the beach at Kitty Hawk in North Carolina for more than a minute.
See those boys in Carolina trying to put a machine in the sky. Who would have thought in a million years that people could ever fly? Emily, Emily, look at the scenery. Emily, Emily, what do you see? Take a good look around. It's 1873.
It was called the Panic of 1873. Reckless overbuilding on the Northern Pacific Line had already brought the railroad to the brink of ruin when on September 18th, the bank that backed it went under. Within days, the entire national banking system had collapsed, and once the reign of misfortune began, it didn't stop. Before the disastrous year was out, more than 1 million Americans were out of work, and the nation had been plunged into the worst depression in its history.
Emily, Emily, look at the scenery. Mendon, 1872. Open your eyes and take a look. It's all right there in front of you.
The clock did it. Here I am in my great-great-grandfather's living room. Just like my grandma said, the boys are playing their violins on the cigar box violins that their father made for them. They were only 7 years old. Remember, their father was the village blacksmith, too.
Practice, 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 it's what you have to do. You may soon discover there's talent here in you. Practice, 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 and if you do it all, you may find your playing at Carnegie Hall.
Wait!
What?
It's Carnegie, not Carnegie. And it wasn't even around in 1872. It wasn't even built until 1891.
Practice, 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 and even though it's hard, you may soon discover you're held in high regard. Practice, 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 and if you do it all, you may find your playing at the Mendon Concert Hall.
Wait!
What?
There was no concert hall in Mendon, Michigan in 1872.
Are you sure?
Well, no, but it's a pretty good guess.
Practice, 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 each note and every move. You may soon discover how fast you can improve. Practice, 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 and if you do it all, you may find your playing at the Barnyard Ball. You may find your playing. You may find your playing. You may find your playing at the Barnyard Ball.
I love the music that they're playing. I don't recognize the song, but they're awfully good. They have to practice just like I have to practice piano.
You boys are learning how to play those violins so well, I think it's about time to get you a real violin.
Are you really going to buy real violins? This is so exciting!
There's no sound that's quite so sweet as the violin. I could listen to it play again and again. When you play it very fast, it sounds like a bird on the wing. And when you play it very slow, it makes the heart want to sing. Boys, I have a dream that you'll learn to play very well, that you will be famous and Mendon will have this story to tell. Who'd believe two boys from this tiny Michigan town would play upon a concert stage with fans all gathered around? I know that a real violin is very expensive to buy. I really can't afford it, but somehow I know I must try. I want to help you find your way. I want to help you go on wondrous adventures to places where your papa never could go. There's no sound that's quite so sweet as the violin. Play for me, boys, bring me that joy again and again. When you play it very high, it goes beyond the sky. And when you play it very low, it makes the heart want to cry. So practice, 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 again and again and again. There's no sound that's quite so sweet as the sound of the violin.
I wonder which one of these boys is my great-great-grandfather.
Hey Sherman, have we practiced enough for the day? Let's grab our fishing poles and head on over to St. Joseph River and catch some fish.
Now I know which one is my great-great-grandfather. I watched them as they caught a lot of fish.
Mother's going to be so happy we caught this many. What a dinner we will have!
Wow, I can see a lot of horse and buggies from up here. They didn't even have cars back then. How strange. Well, at least my great-great-grandfather had lots of work putting shoes on horses. Oh no, I only have a short time left. I better follow the boys home.
You boys caught a lot of fish. These are going to be a great dinner for us tonight.
Look at their stove. No knobs to turn up the heat. How strange. They didn't even have electricity or gas back then. They had to throw wood on the fire. And look, my great-great-grandpa's eating his fish dinner and making me hungry for dinner back home. Oh no, I only have 15 more minutes left. I hope their grandfather's clock has magical powers to turn me back in time too.
Yes, I can take you back. Turn around and say 2006 3 times.
I hated saying goodbye to the Howard family, but my time was up. 2006, 2006, 2006.
Emily, Emily, look at the scenery. Emily, Emily, what do you see? Take a good look around. It's 1873, 1903, 1943, 1963, 1973, 1983, 1993.
granddaughter. Oh, did you cast a spell on her? Oh, she's been gone too long. It's almost dinner time. What will her parents say? Oh, they'll never forgive me. Emily! Oh.
Grandma, I just went on an amazing journey back to 1872 to see my grandma, my great-great-grandpa, and visit Mendon. I watched him eat his fish dinner and go fishing. There were horses and buggies and dirt roads and everything.
Oh, I'm just so glad you made it back safe, and you're just in time for dinner.
Did you know that my great-great-grandfather traveled all over the Wild West?
Emily, Emily, look at the scenery now. The boys are growing up to be the men they're meant to be. Sheridan's on his way to the west, a new life he will start. Sherman stays in Michigan, 'cause Mendon has his heart. You'll have a chance to see them say goodbye before you must depart.
So my brother's going west to make his fortune.
I'm not sure about fortune, Sherman. I know I have to go. It's a trumpet calling in my ear. It's a skier making tracks in the snow, saying, "Follow me." I have to go. I have to see the world.
But you could stay here and raise a family.
And sit every night in a chair with a fiddle in my hand? No. I have to go. By tomorrow, I'll be gone.
I'm gonna miss you, little brother. I don't know how I'll go on.
There's a train that's leaving tomorrow going west. And until I'm on that train, I know my soul will never rest. This is the home I love, but I must be on the move. There's a train that's leaving tomorrow going west. It's a great big world for a hometown boy, where a fella could lose his way, or a fella could find his joy. And who can guess where a fella might end up before he's through? But a fella's got to do what a fella's got to do. But a fella's got to do what he must do. Deep within my bones, I feel adventure's call. There's so much to see and so much to do. I want to do it all. Where the music calls, I'll go. It's a mighty risk, I know. But deep within my bones, I feel adventure's call. It's a great big world for a hometown boy, where a fella could lose his way, where a fella could find his joy. And who can guess where a fella might end up before he's through? What a fella's got to do, what a fella's got to do, what a fella's got to do, what he must do.
Well, you know I'm going to miss you, brother mine. It's a good life that we share here, and you're leaving it behind. Though I hate for us to part, you are always in my heart. Oh, you know I'm going to miss you, brother mine. It's a great big world for a hometown boy, where a fella could lose his way, or a fella could find his joy. And who can guess where a fella might find his joy. And who can guess where a fella might end up before he's through? But a fella's got to do what a fella's got to do. But a fella's got to do what he must do.
I know what I must do.
But a fella's got to do what he must do.
Playing stringed instruments, him and his musical buddies would gather a crowd and get jobs in the town painting signs and houses. That led him to Traverse City, where he met and married my great-great-grandma. And they moved to East Lansing, where Michigan Agriculture College hired him to paint dorms and signs as their official painter. And now, well, I mean, you know, did you like my trip back to 1872? Do you have any older relatives to have interesting life stories to tell? If so, you should interview them. And if you don't live close enough to sit down and talk to them, you can telephone, FaceTime, or Skype them. And now, I'd like to introduce to you the real Emily and Pam Frucci.
So I was 7 years old when I wrote this with my grandma, visit to my great-great-grandpa, and now I'm a senior in college. And this story is still very important to my family because, you know, it really shows the amazing and reward that you can get from interviewing your grandparents and listening to their stories. And I'll be in the lobby afterwards with a copy of the book if anyone wants to talk to me about it, talk to me and my grandma. You can even autograph it, and I love to talk to you guys. And thank you for this amazing show. I hope you enjoyed my trip to 1872.
And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Grandparents' Day. Did you know that, you know now that Grandparents' Day is the second Sunday after Labor Day, and it was proclaimed by an act of Congress in 1978, and Jimmy Carter signed the paperwork to make it official. And there was a lady in West Virginia, and she thought that there should be a Grandparents' Day for the little kids and the grandparents to reconnect and honor each other. And she worked 8 years. She started in 1970. And in 1978, it was made into a law. And it's not supposed to be a commercial celebration with flowers and candy. It's a chance for grandparents and their grandkids to reconnect. And some of you people out there might be slackers, but Marion McQuaid and her husband, when she started this campaign, they had 15 children, 43 grandchildren, 10 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild. So I I'm thrilled with the talent that you saw on the stage here. I had no idea when Emily and I met that it would be made into a musical, and the gentleman who wrote all that fun, wonderful, inspirational music is right down in the front row, and you'll have a chance to meet him in the lobby because there'll be a reception after the show. So I'm thrilled that we have a nice size audience, and I'm sure you enjoyed every note and all the talent that's on the show here. So Thanks to DiePact for making it happen.
Welcome to grandparents. Welcome to grandparents. It ought to be a national holiday. No time for work, it's a day to run and romp and play. It's a day for a treasure, a day for a treat, a day full of food that you're not supposed to eat, a day for a ride or a day for a walk, a day to tell a story, a day to have a talk. Welcome to grandparents. Welcome to grandparents. Welcome to grandparents.
Wait!
What?
A couple more things. Write your grandparents letters every week.
Letters every week. That's a lot of work.
Give your grandparents presents at Christmas.
Presents at Christmas. Wonderful idea.
Hope your grandparents breakfast on Saturday.
Wait!
What?
We haven't learned to cook yet. Welcome to grandparents.
Welcome to grandparents.
Welcome to grandparents day. The end.
All right, right before we go, we're going to let you listen to a little something from Ken, who was so nice to write the music for all of us.
First of all, I am thrilled beyond belief. I had no idea that when we started this process and I started writing this music, I had no idea that this cast would be so extraordinary. They are just out of the world. I live in Northern California now, but I'm a Michigan native, grew up in West Michigan in Grand Rapids. Every song that came out of this musical had a real sense of nostalgia for me, especially the one about the rivers and the lakes, because I love Michigan water, and I know you do too, and I know that we want to work really hard to make sure that our water stays clean. Every note that I wrote was written from the point of view of somebody who loves Michigan. And now, a little something to the cast. I'm just a little bit overwhelmed at what you have managed to do. I'm really a whole lot excited, my friends, when I get to listen to you. Your music and dancing and singing is amazing and so much fun. So I'd like to thank you one more time for everything you've done.